white. This is white, not Wytse, but this is white. We can do color balancing.
I'm gonna white balance with my skin. How about that?
Yeah, is your skin that white?
Not really.
Okay.
Back. Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker. Welcome to this episode of The Journal. This is the place where I rant or enlighten on topics related to the creation of music. So what's this guy doing on my channel? Yep, that's Wytse from Wytse Studio. If you consume videos in the audio production space, then you definitely know Wytse. We've had the pleasure of getting to know each other over the last little bit and decided to do this little video chat and create a couple of videos. If you're discovering this video here, there's another segment to this on Wytse's channel. I'm going to put a link in the description. If you've come over from Wytse's channel, welcome to Lonely Rocker. Happy to present this segment of our video to you. So what do you get when you get an audio production professional who makes his own videos and a video production professional who makes videos about audio production on the same chat? Well, of course, you're going to talk about your fuck-ups in your hair. Also, Wytse's native tongue is not English, it's Dutch, but his videos are in English. How does that work out in his head? And why do I wear hats in my videos? There's actually a reason. Well, let's not waste any more time and jump in and check out this little video with Lonely Rocker and Wytse. So how you doing?
Great, kinda. A lot of stuff going on over here. It's Black Friday coming up, and there's a lot of stuff happening in the audio industry. And I think Dan has the same feeling about this as well. Like, I'm getting a lot of like early access stuff for plugins that are going to be released on those dates. And it's just a very tense moment and a very important moment for a YouTuber. There's a lot of ad revenue to get, and there's also a lot of opportunities for views. So that's what I'm working on most of all. But to make matters worse, my audio converter died. One of them. I have 5, so that's a luxurious position. But the one that is actually connected to my speakers decided to die yesterday. I don't know, what would you do if a converter would die?
I would say, thank God it's Black Friday, because I'm going to get myself a new converter.
So yeah, that's not what I did. I'm not going to buy a new one. I'm not even going to ask Motu for support. I'm just going to replace it myself. I actually already found the problem. It was a dead capacitor inside in the power supply. There was also, so I have the new ones actually over here. These are, I'm going to put them in tonight. But that's not really helping in such a busy schedule that I'm having. So I actually recorded one video. I started the intro of the snake oil video, and that records with a feedback loop in the converter system. I have AVB networking, so my ScreenFlow recording is recording the same output as is going to the speakers, but that was changed. So I was doing the intro, I was having energy, and then I was like, wait, I noticed it soon enough, but I was like, wait. If I'm going to continue, I don't have the direct sound feed. So
Isn't that the curse of a YouTube content creator? You know, you blast through a couple of hours and then you realize either something wasn't working. I did a guitar review. I was like 2 hours in. I had like multiple cameras, and it was actually a review for the new Gibson guitars in 2019. And then I went to editing and the guitar was out of tune. I didn't even notice because I was so busy focusing on the lighting and my hair.
Of course, and my hat. Yeah. I had it with the snake oil episodes that you're like completely in energy, and then you forgot to press record on one of the 2 things that you need to record. Like I need to record my screen and my and on my camera it's easy to see. Like it gives a big red recording thing, but even that one I forgot once. That I'm like 75% through the video.
Listen, I mean, I think people who watch these videos, I mean, we don't expect them to understand. I mean, for them, it's the experience, but there's a lot, especially those of us who are sort of multidiscipline, you know, I mean, you from an audio background and then you're producing video, but there's a lot of considerations. I mean, the audio that you're talking about, but there's the audio you're recording, the lighting, the cameras are on, there's like a lot of moving parts, and we both do this ourselves, right? And that's the biggest struggle that I have is, like you said, you didn't hit record, or there was a bad cable, a bad audio. I mean, listen, a bad mic cable, it's happened to me a couple of times where I lost all my dialogue. And, you know, it's the curse of the YouTube creator. I try to standardize everything and template things and make it so I just fire it up, spark it up and go, but it never seems to be that easy.
Being an audio engineer and then diving into video is super interesting, because video is still not my main thing, and I think people can see that. Of course, I know that, or I try to increase the quality, but it's a whole thing. I actually did an upload. I think a few viewers know this. I think less than 100 of them. I did an upload without audio. I forgot. I forgot to unmute my master bus because I was scrolling through the content to search for a thumbnail, and I mute the output then because it's annoying.
Yes.
And I just then rendered it, uploaded it, didn't check it because I think it was the third or the fourth master or something already, and I just didn't check it. I just uploaded it, published it, and then whenever I publish a video, I hang around for a few minutes to check the comments, and it said no audio, and I was like, oh.
Do you not watch
Being
it? Like,
an
I always,
audio channel, like.
I always upload my videos probably sometimes a day or 2 days before I actually publish them, and I watch them from there. Especially if I'm doing a collaboration or if I'm featuring a product that I've received from someone, I sometimes give them a courtesy to watch it. Even scrolling through it on YouTube before I hit publish.
Yeah, I now do the same thing. I'm actually working ahead for like 3 or 4 weeks. So what's also cool is having a Patreon page. The guys on Patreon are amazing guys. I mean, just, you know, even if you pledge $1, it's the gesture that is an amazing thing. But they are also, it sounds kind of strange, but they are also my trial group. Like they get early access to the video, and if there's something wrong, it's a smaller group. It's like more controlled. What has also changed right now with like handling those disasters, if I needed to handle this, let's say a year ago, it would be a way bigger issue than right now. Like a year ago, turning it around, like render times were slow because I didn't have a fast system. Uploading it again would take half a day. That changed. I got, of course, a good MacBook because after a while you have to upgrade your equipment, and I now live in a house that has a fiber connection, so yeah, nice. Fiber is fiber.
I'll give you one of my horror stories.
Oh, good one.
I wear a baseball hat in my videos. I've actually never talked about this. I mean, who cares? I'm not so vain, by the way. I'm not in this. I think if I was prettier, I'd probably have more views. But I didn't always wear a baseball hat. I actually have hair under here, believe it or not. I mean, maybe not as lush as it used to be, but I did a video. I won't say which one. Maybe if anyone's interested, they'll go digging through my videos. But it was a pretty successful video, actually. Probably one of my top 3 successful videos, and it still gets views. And it was like a multi-review type of video. I had one of the first times I got some really expensive product to review. And I had it all set up, and I made cool lighting and everything like that. And then I went to edit the video, and there was this funny piece of hair that was kind of, and again, I'm not so vain or anything like that, but it was so weird. I was looking at it. It looked like someone took an X-Acto knife and took a chunk out of my forehead or something. With the volume of products that I've got here, that would be all-out warfare. And I'm looking at it, I'm going, holy shit. Like, I worked so hard on this. I had the most incredible, I almost said what the product was, but now I have a video background.
Same things in my videos, actually, because I just published it. Because having so much hair as I have, like, I fully recognize what you mean with hair. Like, managing my hair. My hair has a separate management. Like, blah.
For me, I went through this whole thing, and everything was perfect except this chunk and I was looking at it going, the hell is that? So because I do have a video and post-production background, I actually went in and rotoscoped my forehead through the whole video, just patch. All I had to do, put a little patch right there. So it was, at least I didn't look like I was just got off an operating table. And from then I was like, you know what? I don't care about my hair. I'm just going to wear a baseball hat. I've been wearing a baseball hat in all my videos.
It's actually a smart decision. But
I'd show you today, but I got hat.
Yeah, but that's an interesting difference between your channel and my channel. That's like the production level that you are on. Like, because your background is in video production, I think it's also. We had this conversation before where you said, like, I'm filming in a standard, like you have Dolby standard and like that kind of stuff, and the standard that I'm filming in is called Jump Cutorama.
You'll never see a jump cut on my channel.
No, that's a whole bit. Like, Like
Yeah.
the amount of detail on your videos, and then compared to like I think if you watch one of my videos that you're cringing the whole time because of how I'm cutting things, how I'm...
Actually, I want to say, because in many ways I admire what you do, how you do what you do. The biggest problem with my channel, now we're at different stages. By the way, I didn't congratulate you for 100,000 subscribers. It's awesome, man. Honestly, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. I wanted to see that earlier.
No problem.
I admire the fact that you can create rich content and not have to overthink the production. I spend too much time on my videos, and I'm trying to shorten the curve, but I'm very meticulous about video. I can't help it. It's an occupational hazard.
Yeah, you can't help it, because I'm always really interested in like how that works in your head. Like you really cannot put it to rest. Like you have a jump cut or something, and you're like, okay, I really have to put something over this. It's just
because of the capacity that I've worked in video, starting as a video editor, and then I moved into producing, and I do like TV commercials and things like that. The way my brain works is I have to see the path before I start. And with YouTube, that's sort of the opposite thinking, because people just turn on their GoPro or their phone or whatever. They just shoot something, jump cut it, put it up, and they're done. Where I plan my videos, I think about where they're to go. I actually see the whole arc before I start. So it's like if I got to buy some milk, I need to know where to go to get the milk. I think about my videos the same way, and I sort of plan it. And actually, it's a good question I actually wanted to ask you. It's a good segue. I used to script my videos, and I started doing my videos on a teleprompter, and I was watching them back, and even though I was getting them done quicker, I just looked like a robot on camera. So
that's interesting. I just started using a teleprompter.
Ah, interesting. Most people don't know, but again, I'm a video producer. I'm sensitive, and I look at the eye line, and it's the problem with the eye line. It's fixed, so the head is moving, but the eyes are like tethered to the camera, right? That's usually how you can tell. So I've become more and more comfortable where now I just talk to camera. I think about my concepts. If it's a little bit more complex, I might sketch out a couple of points, and then I just talk. I know English is not your first language, so...
that is my issue, yeah.
English is my first language, and I'm very sensitive to my ums and my ahs. So then I'll shoot some B-roll, or I'll have some things to cut away to. Then I'll cut my narrative together, and then I'll cover it up with some B-roll and stuff. So it's just more of a smooth experience. It's actually what I wanted to ask you, because I mean, I know that head of yours is full of knowledge, but sometimes it can go in a million directions, right? Even
with a teleprompter, I still have so much stuff going on in my head that I go off script all the time. And that might also be the reason why it's still natural when I read my script. I type it out, and sometimes I have a pause where I just need to think of the correct word or whatever, and I just, do that while scripting instead of while filming. Having a little bit of thinking behind videos, some videos that really works well with. Snake oil videos and some other videos. There are videos coming up about like maintenance for the reverb plate and that kind of stuff. It's all, or the biggest part is just me talking while doing and no scripting or whatever. But for some videos, it really helps me to have a teleprompter. English is not my first language. I still struggle with it a lot.
Here's a question for you. Do you conceive concepts in your native tongue and sort of somewhere along the line translate it? Or are you, how's your mind work when you're working in two languages?
Oh, that's a good one. I actually don't know. I think it goes in both languages a bit in my head. I sometimes see my my notes I write with hand. I think it's a very important thing as well, like writing with a pencil. I do it on the iPad, of course, but I see my notes, and I see my notes in, I write in two different languages on my notes. Right. So sometimes I write words in English, sometimes I write them in Dutch. But how it always starts in my head is the thing that I see first is the title. That's the first thing that pops up in my head. I see a good title, and connected to that title, I see a good subject. And from there, I start working out okay, do I have some content? Because that's also where it starts for the viewer. I work out the content, and when I think oh, I don't have a story here, then I still, I move on to the next thing. I'm not going to produce it. There are actually a lot of videos on my SSD that will never see the YouTube channel. There are a lot of videos even after editing that I'm okay, cool subject, but there's no story here.
And that's where I'm going to conclude this little story. Remember, there is more to this chat on Wytse's channel. I'm going to put a link in the description. Make sure to check that out. If you're new to the channel, I hope I've earned a subscribe. I've got a lot of content on this channel, a lot of it revolving around this home studio, geared to the home studio enthusiast and the home recording musician, with videos to hopefully help make your home studio life better. So just click that subscribe button and come along for the ride. If you really want to support this channel, I am on Patreon. Links to everything I've discussed and some things that I haven't are in the description below. And above all else, I hope I'll see you again in another video.
Maybe it's interesting for the viewers to tell. Let me tell that the moment that we're recording it, it's the 19th of August, and I don't know how it's for you, but for me, September. No, wait,
keep going.
I'm lying. We're going to use this.